All right. What's going on, everybody out there in Atlanta Bird Game Land? Also on Steve's Sports Talk and More. Also on the Steve's Sports Talk and More YouTube page. How y'all doing out there? It is Sunday. It is January 12th, and we are going to talk NFL playoffs. Oh my goodness! And we had some games today, and still have a game going on right now. In the early to mid first quarter, we have Green Bay on top of the Seattle Seahawks 7-0. This has just been a crazy weekend as far as games on, and we're going to talk about it all here on the Atlanta Bird Game and Steve Sports Talk and More. Let's get to the finals right away. Yesterday, we had two games. 49ers took care of business as far as their home field is concerned. Pretty dominating victory against the Minnesota Vikings, 27-10. Jimmy Garoppolo showed up a little bit. Our good old friend Tevin Coleman making us feel like we made the wrong call again with over 100 yards, rushing 2 touchdowns to help lead the 49ers to a pretty easy 27-10 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. So Kirk Cousins is out of the playoffs. In the second game, probably one of the more shocking performances in recent history of a number one seed going down. And to me, it's a little different than back when Green Bay upset Dallas in Dallas. This one here was a lot more upsetting because you were getting dominated at home. I mean, clear domination. So when you start talking about number one seed and expectation, you have the MVP of the season unofficially, but I'm pretty sure next week or 2 weeks from now they'll make that official. The MVP of the league. You could run 14 games off, man, 14-2, and you can't come up with the win. That's something you got to start thinking about, man. As far as is that a true completion to a season where you dominated the league? I mean, I'm here to tell you, I was very, very shocked at how that ended up. But nevertheless, it did end up being a 28-12 win for the Tennessee Titans, and all hail Mr. Derrick Henry, the Alabama the Alabama product, who came out and pretty much showed out, man. I mean, that was just 35 carries for 195, 30 carries, I'm sorry, for 195 yards. Dude, when you talk about ride his back, they rolled his back all the way to the end. Tennessee now has to go to Kansas City and face a high-powered offense today, and we're going to talk about that again today. That Kansas City-Houston game was just something else. But right now, the final was 51-31. For anybody who just happened to be at work or might have poked their heads out and not realized what was going on, Houston had a 24-point lead. And away, at home, I don't care what you're doing. 24-point lead, you can't blow that. And that was a blown lead. So that, to me, speaks volumes. You got to show up better than that. 24 points, and then you score 7 points for the rest of the game. Kansas City basically scored 51 of the next 58 points in the game and blow out the Houston Texans 51-31. Gregory said, my brother Houston looked real Baltimore Ravenish today. Well, hey, give Houston credit at least for jumping out early. 24-0, they looked like they were ready to play, struck early, took care of the ball. I think there were 2 plays that I look at in that game that really cost them. And when you start looking at the fake punt, that was just critical. You cannot have that fake punt. I don't know who called that and why they called that, especially after Kansas City had just come down and scored again. I think you killed every piece of momentum that you had in the game. So that, to me, that was the death knell. I think you start talking about exactly what it is that really killed them.